What the fuck is up, my britches? If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany, and we are back yet again. Hopefully we look good, sound good. It's been a minute. Computer had to get fixed, which I still don't know if it's going to work appropriately. However, in lieu of my recent Sephora haul, I figure, I got my room all cleaned up, kind of. I've been wanting to come back to make more content, so here we are. We love a Sephora haul. We're all nosy as fuck. I know I am. All aboard the Hot Max Express, everybody. If you have not been here before, everything you see is in primarily live stream format. And if you're watching the playback, would recommend it watch like 1.5, 2 times speed. We like to chit chat. We like to kiki. And usually the try-on videos tend to be significantly long. So I hope you guys enjoy long videos, and I got a bunch of new products. We got the Natasha Denona I Need a Cool. We've got some new Dior, some new Marc Jacobs. YSL got these sent to me a while ago. New Killian fragrances. We might smell those live. What else do I got in here? I just opened this box. Cali Ray new Longwear Tubing Brow Gel. New Merit Mascara that was sent to me. New Sarah Creole Lip Liner. We got a lot of shit to go through, okay? And, yeah, it's 11:47 at night. And I just found this new friend right here, so that's fun. I'm just going to jump right into it. So before we get into it, thumbs it up or thumbs it down. That's cool, too. Oh, another thing I got is these Laura Mercier palettes. You guys let me know what you want to see. That's the beauty of live streams. I could react in real time. And I'm very excited about this bitch right here. So we're going to start with the eyeballs today, because that's usually how I do my makeup anyway. So if you guys haven't seen this palette yet, retails for... I probably should have been more prepared. I will have everything linked down below for you guys if you're interested in anything. They are affiliate links. I think it's like 65 or 68 bucks, something along those lines. We don't get enough cool tones, so this palette, I was very excited about this. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with priming my eyeballs, and I like using this MAC Pro Longwear liquid eyeshadow. I think this is phenomenal, especially for prepping my eyelids. I use the shade Painterly for the most part, but I have other ones, like, I think it's Soft Ochre. I got a couple different shades, but Painterly is definitely my most used for sure. Hi, Lisa. I see all the bridges coming to the live chat. What's good? What's poppin'? Did you guys forget about me? I hope not. We'll see how everything goes today. Since I'm not really focused on the longevity aspect, I'm just going to blend this out super quick. If I want to really make sure my eyeshadows last, I'll use a little bit more of a precise brush. But as you can see, this brush for now, it will work. And I like to use familiar products, like familiar brushes and stuff when I'm testing new makeup. That way I really get a good idea of if it's the product I don't like or if it doesn't really work with the products that I typically use. You know what I mean? And yeah, we're just going to sit here and kiki chit-chat and catch up because it's been a while, guys. Right? I think it's been like 3 months since you guys saw me bitching and complaining about leaked labs on the internet, and then I kind of vanished. I've been very active over on TikTok. If you're ever looking for me on social media, you could usually find me on my IG story or over on TikTok. So I'm just going to, I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna go in like with what is really just speaking my language. So this is the shade Slab, and I'm just gonna go with my Refer brushes today. If you guys haven't seen, Refer is doing a summer sale, and I think it's the core eye brush set is the one set that I use probably the most from Refer, and you'll also see me use their new little blender puffs that they're launching. They're doing like a basically pay what you want type thing. Okay, as usual, pigmented eyeshadows. I like to just blend it pretty roughly, like I lay the product down. And then I worry about the blending portion more so when I have the pigmentation where I want it, if that makes sense. Right, I know, Lisa, it's been a long time. If you guys missed my random ass last video, I have been just throwing everything in this room that you're seeing behind me. You should have seen what this room looked like 3 days ago. It was a disaster. And in the summer, I really don't wear a lot of makeup anyways. So if I would get new, wow, I just spit everywhere. If I would get new products, I would open the door, set the shit down, and just close the door and walk away. It was, I don't know, it's just, I don't wear a lot of makeup in the summer because I'm a sweater. You know, if I am wearing makeup, it's usually I'm putting it on super last minute to go to work. But even if you were to come visit me at my bar, most of the time I'm not wearing makeup anyways. Usually when I wear makeup, all of my patrons will come in and be like, "Are you new?" Because a lot of people don't recognize me when I have, you know, my face all done, just because, I don't know, I can't be bothered in the summertime. Plus, I want to be outside. I'm just living my best life in the summertime. I think we could all relate to that, right? So that was the shade Cube. I just used that with my Refer 14. That was one of the sample brushes. You know, when they first started testing them, that was that brush that I'm still using. And then I'm going to take my, I think this is the number 2 again. I'm a creature of habit. You guys know this when it comes to how I do my eyeshadow, because I have hooded eyes. I say this every time. If you're new, I have hooded eyes, so I feel like I have one look that works really well for me. And I get the most compliments on it, and I'm a creature of habit. I'm a creature of habit with my hair care, my skin care, the way I do my makeup application. The only thing I like to switch up are the different products that I like to use. But as you guys see a lot of the time, I tend to focus on a lot of the same brands because certain brands just work well for me. Lisa's asking, is it super hot up there? So I'm located in New York. This year, I feel like it's been warmer. It's usually like high 80s, 90s, but because I sweat so much, that's hot enough. Hot enough for me. So I'm just like, I don't know. And then because I'm so focused on doing everything else, that's the shade Sterling. This one right up here in the middle. Yes. We're just gonna run this on the center of the... Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely. Anywho, it's definitely hotter in other places. I just get uncomfortably hot, especially when I have makeup on. I can't be bothered. Hi, Megan. Did you guys miss me? I missed you guys. I miss creating content whenever I go on my little hiatuses. I'm getting real excited, though, because, you know, the Hourglass launches are coming up. So that's my time to always shine. Damn, it was 101 down here in South Louisiana. I hate it here. See, it gets hot like that sometimes, but not consistently hot like that. We'll get, like, the occasional super hot day. And then we get, like, the small stretches of rainy. It's all over the fucking place up in here. Let me take... What do I want to use on my... I'm going to use the shade Chime on the inner part of my lid. I'm using my MAC 242 because this is just one of the OGs. But I really like using these types of shades with my finger because I feel like they just pick up a little bit better. But I wanted to see how it reacted with the brush. I like how that's got like a slight, almost like a pinky copper tone to it. I'm going to have to work on blending the silver with that because it's a little bit darker than what I expected, but it's fine. We'll make it work because I want to use that lighter shade on the inner corner. So how many people are excited about Hourglass palettes? You guys all know that's my time to return every single time. I'm so annoyed though because where the fuck is all the tea? Why are there not been any other like leaks or anything? It's been so long now. I think it's been like over 2 or 3 months and we haven't heard anything except for those initial leaked photos. That's partially why I hate leaks, because then we're just sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting. And I mean, some people probably don't care about Hourglass like I do, but anytime Hourglass has something coming out, which if you guys missed it, they did just launch a Lilac Pink Unreal Liquid Blush. I bought that one and also the shade Surreal. So if you guys want a video on those, the eye look is looking gorge as expected. Anytime Natasha Denona comes out with a palette, I'm like, it's going to be good. I already know it. So I'm going to dip into a little bit of Nimbus. And I'm just going to lightly blend. Sometimes I will keep this right in the outer corner. Sometimes I'll flick it out. But like I said, you guys know how I do my makeup by now, right? I thought so. Alright, so I get like a rough draft going on my eyes. And I'm like, okay, I'm bored. Let's move on to something else. So we're going to start with the face. So I'm going to first go in with a new primer because you all know I'm a D-whore. I have nothing on my skin right now. I went upstairs and I wiped everything off because I like to test to see, one, how the product feels on bare skin, because sometimes I do feel like skincare interferes with products. So this is what the primer looks like. Love the packaging. This is the Forever Velvet Val Dior. So this is supposed to be for almost like matte smoothing, pore filler, priming. Sign me the fuck up because I'm sure you guys could all see the size of my pores. They're massive. But you know what? It's genetics. So fuck it. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, all these products claim to be pore refining and shit like that. You know, they might help a little bit. The pores are always going to be there. So whenever I see pore filler primer, immediately yes. There's one other one as well. I think it's more of like a glow primer. My foundations usually give me enough glow, and then I just powder on top of it. So, oh, Megan, I know Charlotte Holdcroft bought, I think, Surreal. She didn't buy the lilac pink one, I don't think. So this is what the texture looks like. Almost like, it's kind of giving me like Benefit Professional a little. Oh, this even smells familiar. This is a primer I feel like I've used it before with just the way that it smells. I can't place what it is though. So I'm just going to really focus this on my nose, my large pores, because this is where a majority of them are, is right here. And then I like to drag it up on my forehead as well, because I do have my texture up there. Wow, I wish I could place where I know this smell from. It is pretty fragrant, so if you don't like fragrances, and then I'll even push it into my under eyes, because, you know, creasing, fine lines, wrinkles. Do we look more smooth? I feel like it does. Oh, this is so familiar. Has Dior come out with a pore filler primer before? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Is this like a reformulation? And then like you guys are seeing me do, I like to like push it into my skin. It reminded me of the Huda. Kind of. I feel like this one's a little bit more slippery. The Huda one I did like when I first got it, but it was a little bit too tough. I like how this has, it's almost like more translucent, I feel. Right? But yeah, I could see what you're saying though. Like it does, texture-wise, you could feel like almost like a velvet. Like you feel some sort of texture. Yeah, that's nice though. Oh, that like immediately made me think of something and I can't think of it. That's super annoying. Okay, anyways, so that's the Dior Forever Velvet Veil. Yeah, that scent. It is a very very apparent fragrance as well, as most Dior products are. So if you don't like any fragrances, I would steer clear from Dior, because almost all their products has fragrance. All right, I also have this that was sent to me from One Size. I got the entire range and I thought this one would work best for me. This is the Ultimate Color Corrector Stain. I'm not usually a color corrector bitch because I can't be fucking bothered. But this one has me very curious. And you see this scar right here? I always have a really difficult time covering it, and even my mustache. Thanks, Dad, for the dark hair. But I thought this might be good for correcting that. And I like how you could be super precise. I'm like, where the fuck did it go? That is perfect for what I need it there for. Right? Can you guys see it? Can you even really see the product? So the fact that this is like a color corrector stain, I really don't know what that means. But I'm going to try to do a little bit of, I don't know, I'm keeping this very light because I don't know what to expect. I haven't watched, I think I've seen like a couple videos on this. I'm like, I don't even, is this what you're supposed to do? I don't fucking know. I'm just going into this blind in the sense of I'm going to use it how it makes sense to be used. Could obviously use a brush, but why would we do that? That makes way too much sense, right? Okay. I see this being, just with how that's kind of toughly blending on the side, I feel like it is, I feel like it dries a little fast. Can't see it at all. Okay, that might have just changed my life for that scar, because I'm telling you, I always have the hardest time. Sorry, I just talked right into the microphone. That was probably really loud. I'm sorry, guys. See, this is the beauty of, like, testing new makeup. So, I got these other little dark spots. I mean, I feel like you don't even have to really blend, right? Because I feel like when you put foundation on, it'll probably cover it anyways. Now I'm just like, let's have some fun. Let's see just how this works. I feel like that was just a game changer for that little scar, though. Yeah, when you look at it up close, it's kind of... Let me... Hold on. The fuck am I doing? I need a brush. Because I feel like it'll just make more sense. Please hold. I'm trying to find an ideal type of brush for how I would want to use this. Because this is how I feel like I naturally would use it. I would use some sort of brush, pick up the product, and then blend it this way. So it's not so stark. Because when you see it up close, hold on, I'll see if I can zoom to give you a better visual, because it looks better in a Monet than it does. Okay, use the right side of the brush, Britt. I feel like this will be a much better idea, is doing it this way. Like, pick it up and then blend it out. Wow, that did make a big difference, though, for my dark hair stash area. So yeah, going forward, this is how I think I will use this. Even with this brush, I feel like this is a perfect brush for that. The O2. I think technically this is an eye brush, but makeup don't have rules. We do what we want. Ah! I agree. I think one size does products really well. And I love the fact that Painted by Spencer now works with them. So, Megan asked, does it feel dry or creamy? Let me apply it to my hand so I can give you a better answer. Because it feels creamy when you first apply it. But I think if you don't work quickly, it will dry down very fast. That's my initial impression of it. So, how we looking? I think my mustache area looks significantly lightened. And I cannot see where my acne scar went. So that's a win. And then where else did I apply it? I think this shade is really good for my complexion right now because it's almost, because my mirror is kind of far away. If I was up close and personal, I'd be able to see easier. If I didn't remember where I put it, I don't think I'd be able to see it. So I think this shade, what shade was that? That works well for me. The shade Sunset. So I think that there's 3 other shades that are lighter. This is the one I think I'll get the most use out of. And then if you have any sort of redness, they have a green one as well. Okay, that impressed me a lot more than I thought. But, I mean, it's color correcting and, you know, there is theory behind color theory. So it's like, yeah, that should work. All right, anyways, let's move on. So, cream contour or bronze. Question, do you guys want to see me use... I have a new shade of the Sarah Creole, or I have these Laura Mercier palettes. I'm thinking for a cream contour bronzer. The Laura Mercier will definitely give more of a bronze. They sent me 2 of the palettes. And then I picked up 2.5 from Sarah Creole. or Creole. I don't know how you pronounce it. I love this brand though. But so spency. This is what the shade looks like. I feel like this is going to be a really nice contour shade for me. I feel like I want to use this. Let's try it. Fuck you guys. You're taking too long to respond. Just kidding. I love my britches. Who have you guys been watching since, you know, I haven't been on the internet? Because I'm curious always to know just one, who people are watching. And if there's people that I'm missing out on. Because I have not been on the internet at all. Except for TikTok. I haven't watched any really beauty YouTube videos lately. So I'm always curious to see who you guys are watching. She Pigmented. Wow. But since we're putting this under our foundation, it's fine. Because we want this to peek through underpainting, you know? Oh, I love me some Morgan Turner. You know what? That is a lie. I have been watching YouTube, and you know who I've been watching? Charlotte Holdcroft. She's like the only one that still draws me in. I also watch Morgan, but I've been watching her more on TikTok lately. I think it's just because, one, I have my notifications turned off on my phone. So I don't get YouTube notifications like I used to, which should serve as your reminder to make sure your notifications are turned on if you want to tune in for any live videos. I should have did that green corrector on that little friend that I got down there, but it's fine. I'm considering saving the rest of those for giveaways instead. Hot Mess Tom, Ella Kinkley, and Ashes on My Lashes. I haven't heard of any of those. Charlotte, Morgan, and Yelika and Heather Austin. Good choices. Yeah, I love hearing that. Another one that I always come back to is Desi. But she's another one I've been actually, like, I see her more on, like, Instagram and TikTok. I know. Charlotte. Oh, you know who else? Alicia Archer. Love her as well. Oh my god, guys. If you don't follow me on IG, you should have seen the stuff that I was embarrassed with. I couldn't believe myself. Alicia Archer is just what made me think of this. I got these Alpine brushes from Sonia G. How fucking stunning are these? And I just opened them. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I didn't want to use them today, though, because I don't like testing new stuff with unfamiliar brushes, but I will come back to those. All right, so that was the shade 2.5. These are technically Sculpting Cream bronzers, and I feel like that's accurate. I thought it was going to be a little bit more cool tone, but it's not. It's pretty warm. Maybe I'll say neutral. Slightly warm. No, it's warm. I'm not going to lie. All right, now, since we have Dior primer on, I'm going to use my Dior. I think this is the Dior Backstage. This is technically 2.5N. It might be a little bit light for me. If it is, we're going to ignore it, okay? That's what we're doing. But I wanted to use this one because I'm hearing rumors that this is getting discontinued. And I swear, if Dior does not stop dicking around, they need to bring back Air Flash in the worst way. Oh, yeah, that's going to be way too light, but we're going to make it work. We will make it work. And then I'm going to use my Crystal K32, I think this is called. No, this is not the K32. K21. But I do apply a very light layer of foundation, so I feel like for like the portion of my face that you see, this will be alright. But is this my accurate shade right now? Absolutely not. Okay? The, maybe this is where that scent is familiar. Because this foundation smells like that primer. So maybe it's just the classic Dior. Dior fragrance. Alright, so I'm going to push this right into the schnoz. This foundation is beautiful. I have not featured it, I don't think, at all on my channel. immediately, yes. It looks so nice. I think if I freelanced still, this would be a foundation that I would put in my kit since Air Flash is gone. I heard that Tour Dior is bringing out a skin tint instead, which I'm down for that. But it's like, but this isn't a skin tint. So what are we gonna do? I would love to see them bring back the Air Flash though. The Air Flash was so fucking good. One of the best foundations of all time. I was stoked about the Hum Bag Go foundation, but heard really mixed reviews. I also have heard really mixed reviews. The newest foundation that I'm the most excited about is Westman Atelier, just because it's Westman Atelier. Surprisingly, I haven't bought it yet, but that's definitely on my list. I ordered all this stuff when I was half asleep, I think. Because even when I opened it, I'm like, I thought I took the fragrances out of my cart, but apparently I just ordered a bunch of shit and fell asleep. Anyways, the Hum Van Gogh, I've heard the same. Like, some people love it, some people hate it, which... Same shit, different toilet, right? It's like the internet could never just agree collectively. Ever. Never, ever, ever. Especially in 2026. Alright, so foundation's looking cute. I do say, though, for having a pore minimizing primer on, I feel like my pores are still fairly are still fairly visible. I mean, I'm sure it'll get better when I put my powder and stuff on, but that's just a little side note. I don't think it's right. You still see them, you still see the texture. I think that there's other primers that I'm gonna like more. Like, it's fine, but I think that as of right now, I'm like, I don't think it's the best, unfortunately, because you guys know how much I love Dior. Right? Okay, anyways. Moving on. Concealer. I think we're going to hear a lot of people complain about this. One, because this packaging is fucking massive. And just for like a size reference, I also got sent the Armani today. Look at the size difference. Hold on. Let me move this out of the way real quick so I can open my... Oh my god, this room. It's still not in a position that it needs to be, but we're making it work. I just want you to see size references because this, it's humongous. I don't even know... I want to say that there's like a liquid bronzer from Makeup by Mario. I feel like it's the size of that, maybe even bigger. What is something comparable concealer-wise? I don't think I have any. I open this and I'm like, oh my god. However, I think I'm going to love this applicator because it's a little brush, almost like the Dior one. So I got the shade 220C. I think this is going to be too light for me right now. But this is why I think everybody's going to complain, is because it's going to be messy. There's not a stopper on the inside. So when you pull out, I'm just going to do this in real time so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So when you pull this out, it's just a whole lot of concealer. And this is supposed to be a medium coverage. I just think it's going to be overwhelming for a lot of people. So I'm going to go not super light-handed, but not super heavy either. Oh no, my scar, I think it's coming back through. It's probably because I irritated it, or I like finessed it too much. I'll have to keep using that, what do you call it, the one size thingamajig. Guys, it's my first video back, okay? Alright, let's blend this out. Now, because this is lighter, that's why I put it over the top of the foundation. We're going to find out real quick if this is going to be something that dries down quickly. I felt when I swatched these, it really didn't dry down that fast, so I thought it would be okay to apply my whole face. But I know that there are some concealers that you have to do like one side then the other. How are we feeling about this so far? I'm going to bring it all across that mustache area. That's what I usually do anyways. How are we feeling about it so far? Definitely going to try the Tower 28 foundation though. That one I almost bought. So if you guys are wondering why I bought so much stuff at once, because the only time I buy this much makeup at once is usually when there's like a sale or something. They're doing this thing called App Fest. So they're doing these random drops, and I think that the Tower 28 foundation was today. And it's, of course, you have to shop on the app. So I think they're just trying to drive sales to the Sephora app, which I think is annoying because not everybody wants to have a million apps on their phone, but I also get it from a business perspective. That's why they want to do that. So I think the concealer looks nice. I just think that this is the complete wrong shade for me. This would be, it would be a perfect shade for me in like when I'm a little bit more fair, but I'm very bronze right now. I'm probably the deepest I've been in quite some time. So with that, I feel like I need to add a little bit more warmth to my skin. So I'm going to bust into the Laura Mercier. I love Nikki LaRose and her brushes. I also love her videos as well. So this is why I say I don't feel like it'll dry down quickly, because you could see that that's still very visibly wet. So I'm also curious to see what that means for my under eye wrinkles. Because usually when it doesn't dry down instantly, it has a tendency to move around a little bit and be a little problematic. And for that, I don't know how much I'm going to love it. But my first initial impression, like when I blended it out, I thought it looked really nice. So we shall see. I'm going to take the shade Amour. And then I'm just going to... Guys, this is how I like to just use my products. I just want to add more warmth to my face because... Went a little light on the complexion products. But this is also how I make things work. So because that concealer was so light, now I could just go in and add a little bit more depth where I want it. But then I still have that nice amount of brightness in the areas that, you know, don't really need to be super bright. Even on this right here, like, probably didn't need to add a super light concealer to the center of my forehead, but it's just habit at this point. So, I don't know, like, I'm looking at complexion. I don't think it's looking, like, super stellar, but you guys let me know what you think on how the face is looking. I think the eyes look beautiful. Yeah, I just think the pores are really irritating me. That's usually the main thing that is, it's like a make or break. So my initial reaction is I don't need that primer because I'm still so focused on the pores. And honestly, a lot of the time, because I have large pores, no primer usually works better for me. So might have to go back to that. But I might eat my words right now because we also got the Dior Forever new setting powder, which I got the shade Fair. And as expected, this is exquisite packaging. It's probably comparable to maybe like a Laura Mercier size. A little bit bigger. How much product's in here? 20 grams. Laura Mercier, you get 29. So it's actually bigger component, but less product. Pores are my biggest issue. They're always my biggest insecurity with makeup. So when I see my pores, it's like immediately no. I think it looks good and smooth. See, that's where sometimes on camera as well, it translates a little bit different because I've got the lighting and stuff. In person, that's why I'm always so heavily focused on telling you how I think the product looks and just seeing it from my personal perspective. So same fragrance on the powder as well. If you don't like fragrances, don't shop Dior. So I got the shade Fair mainly because this was the only one described as a cooler toned, and whenever I see warm tone, I'm just like immediately no. And I'm actually going to use the Refer Puff, which Looks disgusting. I used this for the first time yesterday. But these just launched. Like I said earlier, this is like a pay what you want type thing. But you get 3 sponges in this little box. And it's basically a new product that they're testing for community feedback. So you could pay like $2 for the 3 if you want. I did buy another box for giveaways that I have coming up. So if you guys aren't following, you should be. That definitely looks very smoothing. So let me get you guys zoomed in because I want you to see, hopefully, let me make sure I'm in focus. So pay attention to the pores. So I'm going to lightly dab off excess, and then I start further down and then work my way up. Because this is a fair powder, I'm going to keep it focused on the center. But that just made that look so much better. See? Did I just eat my words? I've been noticing this lately too. I don't know if it's just my skin and because I have nothing prepped on my face. Makeup has just been not staying on my nose at all. Like, that's always an issue, but it feels like it's exceptionally worse lately. So, alright. I feel like my pores are worse on this side, so let's see how this goes. Focus it down here. Bring it up. That's also why, if I'm wearing my makeup for a longer period of time, I also put that, the MAC liquid eyeshadow on my nose. I've been doing that lately as well. Yeah, that powder is nice. Clean it up, Cocor. Okay, forehead. I mean, you'll get these types of results with so many different powders. I don't want you guys to have that impression of like, oh my god, this is a life-changing powder. Because this is literally the purpose of the powder. This is what powders should do for your makeup. They're going to set your makeup. They should fill in the pores. That's why a lot of people that have large pores prefer a loose powder. Let me draw you guys out so you can get the overall look. That section on my nose is really irritating me, though. Let me add... This is another thing that I do sometimes. I pull a Jackie Aina. So she's one of the only people that I know of that does the technique where she'll apply powder over her primer. And then she'll put the creams on. And then she'll powder again. I feel like that's something that works well for my nose area as well sometimes. But yeah, this is always an issue. It's just significantly worse lately. I've noticed that that's also why I haven't been wearing makeup, because I just get pissed off every time I've done it. So I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to be bothered. So I'm just going to focus on my nose. And that's where you'll also see with this foundation, it layers really nicely. And it could also be I'm over blending because, you know, I'm chit-chatting and doing my makeup live. So things like that, I'm not too critical about for the first time. It's more of if it does it time and time again, then it becomes one of the things where I'm like, okay, no, this just doesn't work for me. So let that set for a second. Drop foundation everywhere. Love that for me. My biggest issue is not only my pores, but under my eye wrinkles. I wish only had one or the other. Don't we all? To be fucking in our teens again, right? But you know what? That's also the beauty of aging, you know? I don't mind, like, fine lines, wrinkles. The pores bug me because, for some reason, I think it looks dirty. It's just a me thing. But other people don't ever notice it. So I'm like, Brittany, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. So I'm going to say the same thing to you. Nobody else is looking. We're so critical of the way that we look when it's like nobody else will ever say the same things. We're just annoying with ourselves. Hold on, I need a drink break. Guys, did you like the video yet? There's 35 watching and 17 thumbs ups. Also, can we talk about Stanley's real quick? My friend bought this for me, and I'm so grateful that she did, because if I bought one of these, I would be so fucking pissed. Because what is this? I mean, I do use this every single day, but I'm like, what is that? What's that, bruh? Don't love that. Alright, do I have a new bronzer? I don't think I do. Hold on, let me open my drawer real quick. I do. Marc Jacobs. You guys saw me feature this when Marc Jacobs... Actually, that was, I think, one of my more recent videos, was when this collection dropped. I bought the entire collection. I did see a comment recently that was like, what do you think about the Marc Jacobs line? And honestly, if we're all being honest and all friends here, I think the original line was better. I'm sorry, Marc Jacobs. Love your whole life. But the original Marc Jacobs Beauty, I think, was just... Like, the products were exceptional. And I just don't feel... Like, I think the products are good. I just don't think they're exceptional like they used to. Like, this bronzer, this doesn't give... This doesn't give what the Omega bronzer used to give. It's a nice bronzer, especially I think I'll like this more for fall, winter. I think, you know what it is? I think this collection just dropped at the wrong time. If this dropped in fall, winter, I would have lost my whole shit. Because in the summertime, I just prefer more radiant glow. This is very matte. And, yeah, just not something that I would typically go for in the spring, summertime. But it's still good. Like, the formula's good. It blends. The color on it's nice. I think this is the... This is light medium 20. So, for my complexion now, it still works. Yeah, I think it just dropped at the wrong time. And I would have been more excited about it. But, do I like this more than Hourglass? Absolutely not. Because Hourglass, even though they're glowy, I love them for all year because they're just exceptional. These are just not giving me, like, I think the packaging is so cute and so well done. But the formulas themselves, they're just not rocking my world, and I wish that they were. I'm feeling pretty good about the concealer so far. And you know what I think the other thing is with Marc Jacobs? They don't have a hero product yet, but maybe this will be it. So I'm going to have to do a wear test on this one. Because if that don't fall into my creasing, that'll be a good one, I think. Alright. What's next? I did bronzer. Do I have any powder blushes? I mean, I've got these Laura Mercier palettes that have the, hold on. The Laura Mercier palettes have cream blushes, but I want something more cool tone. I know that I got sent a bunch of NARS blushes. Like, getting NARS PR is so wild to me. It feels so surreal. Because I've loved NARS for so long. That might be the one that I wear today. Is there any other blushes that you guys are curious about to see if I have them? Because I do have a sea of blushes in here. I just want something that's more cool to go with, you know, the cool eye look that we have going on today. Ooh, cute. I probably never wear that one. I should put that in a giveaway. I think I'm going to go with this one. Ha! Shocker, it's Deep Throat. What a name. What a name. I do think Marc Jacobs will do an incredible foundation, because who remembers the Remarkable foundation? Oh my god. Remarkable was that bitch back in the day. Holy Toledo. I was so obsessed with it, but I would be so curious to see if I liked it now. Because my taste and preference has changed so much. Like, I used to love a matte velvet skin. Like, remember Makeup Forever Matte Velvet? That was one of my favorites. Anything that was just sucking the life out of my face. I used to live, breathe, and die for it. So I would be curious, because that's not really what I go for anymore. This blush is pretty. I love how it's got that little bit of glow to it. I've been doing one of these numbers too, swiping it right over the schnoz. That's cute. It's like a barely there sort of a look, but it works. Usually I want more. I'm very prone to blush blindness. Then we have sex appeal. I don't think this is ideal for my skin at all, but I want to see if it'll give me a little bit on the apples. Yeah, Deep Throat's cute. Fun fact, I've never used Deep Throat. I know. That's probably one of the most popular ones ever. And that was the first time I've used it, and I see why it's so hyped up. Okay. Next up, we have highlighter. I know I have a highlighter that I wanted to show. Hold on. Please hold. Oh. Actually, you know what? Is there a shade in here that I could use? Because sometimes I like to do this too. I'll pull the palette that I use for my... I'm like half tempted to put this one as a highlight. Or Zima. Nah, that might be pushing it. No, I think that one will work for a highlight for me. Let's do that. Yeah? Or I have, here, I'll give you guys an option. I have that one. I have the Prada that I purchased at my last Sephora haul. Or I have Sarah Creole Style Section. This is the newest shade of the cream. I might use this because I've been dying to touch it. Let's do this because I love this formula. I think it's so pretty. It's going to give a little bit more of a natural look, but I also want to see if it disturbs, which it usually doesn't, but so cute. This is like a perfect summer highlight for me because it makes your skin look wet, but it's not super tacky. Like, you feel it there, but it's not anything crazy. There's other ones that look just like this, that they actually feel wet. They feel like they look like they separate what's underneath, as you saw. Like, very minimal effort goes into products like this. Little on the schnoz, little on the lips. Yeah, that's cute. I knew I would love this. I just simply collect them all. These are a new version of my Pokemons, along with the Westman Atelier, which I also got. I'm saving that one for like a dedicated video to Westman Atelier, though, because I want to show all the shades in one, and I don't want to touch the newer ones that I have. Okay, moving back to, let's do brows real quick. I don't have any new brow pencils. Yes, I do. That was a lie. I've been trying out this Archie brow pencil from Anastasia. I think it's fine. I still prefer a pencil style with a super precise tip. But the more that I use this, the more that I do like it, because I feel like I can get my brows done super quickly. Especially when I have freshly plucked and trimmed eyebrows. It's glorious. This is... Oh, that was problematic. That just broke right off. That was cool. This is probably the best thing about it, is it's so tiny, you can get pretty precise little hair-like strokes. If you're really trying to shape real-looking eyebrows. Like me, I just need to fill them in because my eyebrows are pretty apparent, you know? So I just more of fill this area in. But it does give an easier alternative to doing these thin hair-like strokes, which so many other products can do the same thing. So it's just going to come down to your preference, what you're comfortable with. The thing that like trips me out the most about this is that it doesn't have a cap. It doesn't have a cap, so I always feel like I'm missing a part of the packaging, and I feel like the product's gonna dry out, which, I mean, it goes down, and that's it. Like, this is how the product sits. It hasn't dried out, so that's an added bonus, but it was just one of those things where I'm like, this feels wrong. It feels like it needs something, but as you can see, the product still works, and I've had this since the last Sephora sale, so there's that. It won't dry out, at least in like a ridiculously short time. I feel like it'll you'll probably run out before it dries out. That's probably the only difficulty I have right there. Is sometimes I go overboard, but I think Anastasia Beverly Hills are just the queen of brows. Always have been, always will be. So whenever they come out with something, I'm always inclined to purchase it. So that's where I would pretty much leave my eyebrows. I mean, I might get a little bit more precise, but for the sake of the video and for the sake of timing, you get the fucking point, right? So I also got sent this today from Callie Ray. This is already available, and this is just the Come How or Highbrow Clean Longwear Tubing Brow Gel. This is probably the coolest thing about it, is I'm looking at this packaging like, what the fuck is that? How cute! It's got a little brush. Love the packaging. Think it's super cute. So this is just a clear brow gel. You know, I personally prefer tinted. I don't have super unruly eyebrows, so like something like this, it's not super necessary for me. But I do think they deserve some props on this. Just innovative packaging. Guys, did you miss the flies? Because they're back in full force. I just think this is a nice little tool if you do have longer brows, especially if you want to give yourself more of that maybe microbladed looking brow. I don't do that look too often because of how, you know, how tight I keep my eyebrows trimmed. But brows are done. All right, back to the eyeballs. Let's go back to my refer number 2. Tubing Brow Gel. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's going to probably dry down and feel almost like a tubing mascara, and then it'll rinse off easily, which it's clear, so I don't feel like there's a great way to test that theory either, because you're not going to be able to see it. All right, I'm going to go back into the shade Cove and just, you know, do the same thing that I always do. If you're wondering if this, you know, if it feels like a Natasha Denona formula, it does. Like, this is very much giving what all of her palettes do. It's relatively consistent with all the shades that I've used. I do think some shades work better with a finger, at least for my preference. And that's also just using them for the first time. So, like I always say, keep in mind, it is a first impression, first time using them. And, you know, I'm just casually using them as if you guys weren't here, you know? Let me get a fluffier style brush. I'll probably use a refer like 13. I also need to clean my brushes. Let this be your reminder to clean your dirty ass brushes, everybody. I know you guys love that. I'm going to go back into Slab. Blend that out. Yeah, like performing perfectly well. Easy to manipulate the shadows. Blends out nice. Like, this is all that I could ask for in an eyeshadow palette, which that's always why I'm fairly confident to purchase a Natasha Denona palette, because she's known to be consistently good, or at least that's been my experience, is especially with palettes, they are consistently good. The brushes, though, I'm very curious about, because I guess they're the ones that she's been promoting for, like, not promoting, she's been using them herself for a really long time. Like, in all of her videos, those are the brushes that we supposedly see. Whether or not that's the case, who knows. But, I mean, if they'll make me do makeup like Natasha Denona. Sign me the fuck up. Does the brow gel feel crunchy upon dry down? I mean, I expected it to. You could tell something's there, but it's not super... Like, I feel it more in these brows. You could tell that there's product in there, but it doesn't feel as crunchy as other brow gels that I've used do. Right? Thank you, Lisa. See, this is where the look starts to come together, right? It's questionable at first. I know. But as you get the look going, you're like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. You gotta trust the process. Trust it. Next. Because, like, a look like this, if I wasn't filming, if I was just, you know, bullshitting by myself, listening to music, this would take me, like, 10 minutes to do. Alright, Glacier. This one's speaking to me. This is another one, like, it feels like it's barely picking up on the brush, but I feel like I could see it better in the camera. I'm gonna do this on the brow bone. This would be a shade I could definitely use for... Ooh! That picked up a little chunkier on that one. I feel like I could use this if I wanted like a super icy white face highlight. Especially if you have fair skin. It just has a little bit of chunk. Like as you pick it up. You see there's a little bit of chunkiness there. And to that, that's usually why I like to use my finger for shades like Glacier and Sterling. How you could even see it within the shadow. There you go. You can probably see it now. How the texture of the shadow just looks different. So because it picks up more chunky, I like using my finger because with my finger, I could smooth it out. But since, you know, this is such a tight area, if I used my finger, it would get everywhere. But you could see it still works. It's just you have to finesse it a little bit more, almost just like smooth it out a little bit more. But I love a super bright and punchy inner corner highlight. Ooh, it's so good. I feel like this look is just icy. I'm so into that. Okay, mascara. I get so nervous trying new mascaras. Merit Beauty. This is the Clean Volume Mascara. Oh, that's immediately no. Hold on. It's... Let me explain. Should I give this the benefit of the doubt? This is a wand. This is going to give me nothing, I feel. Like, it's so minimal, and it's plastic. I'm at the point where I'm like, I fucking hate plastic applicators. I think they irritate the absolute piss out of my eyes. And especially since that's so fine. I don't know if I'm going to like that. Or would you rather see me use the Notorious Mascara from NARS? This is another new one. But this is much more up my alley. But it's plastic too. Why did I think that was a brush applicator? Why don't we have brush applicators for mascaras anymore? Hold on. I could have swore. Nope, that's the same thing but brown. Or I have Milani. What color is this? This is black. Ugh. These are all plastic. This is pissing me off. See, this is what doesn't piss me off, though. Is, like, so this one from Ravi. This reminds me a lot of the Tower 28. This doesn't bother me as much because it's got that little curve to it. But I hate a plastic chip applicator. Hate it. Hate. Double hate. Let me try one more. There's another Milani. Plastic. What's the deal with this? Why are they all plastic? I guess I'll just use the one I was going to use. I'll use... Prove me wrong. They are. The plastic are pokey. They are pokey, and that's why I don't like them. But maybe this will prove me wrong. So this is from Merit. I'm just going to use the clean mascara. You know what mascara I'm really excited for? Is the new one from KJH brand. It's the tiniest applicator. It almost looks like Clinique, right? Is it Clinique? The bottom lash mascara. Plus anything that Katie Jane Hughes uses, I want it. She makes everything look good. And now you guys are saying NARS. I'm sorry. You know what, though? For being a plastic applicator, this really isn't irritating my eyes. I really can't even feel it on my lash line. And maybe it's because it's so tiny. Like, this is a very small applicator. Okay, maybe not be so judgmental. Yeah, dare I say... Hello, fly. Dare I say this is probably one of the most pleasant plastic applicators I have felt. Because even when it does poke my lash line, it doesn't feel as abrasive. Okay, Merit. Maybe you're going to change my mind. Is this giving me exceptional lashes? I mean, I feel like it's coating them. Look at, I can barely keep my clothes on. I feel like it's coating my it's coating my lashes pretty nicely. Let's add a second layer. Ooh, that looked nice. And then because it's so small, like I have really tiny inner lashes. I feel like I'm able to really get in there right now. Look at me being super judgy, and maybe I'm going to end up loving this mascara. I doubt it, though. I mean, it's really hard to impress me with mascaras because I have trash lashes, so I always prefer just like a quick coat of a cheap mascara that lasts and doesn't flake and comes off easily. Those are like the criteria that I look for is... Does it come off easily without flaking and getting all over my face? So I usually really like tubing formulas because my eyes are so sensitive. This is nice, though, for those bottom lashes, too. Yeah, like, I'm a lot more impressed with this than I expected to be. But is this a life-changing formula? No, I don't think that I could say that it is. Because it's like, I can get my lashes, but it's not as dark as I would like it to be. And I think that's just because that's not Merit's aesthetic, you know? This gave me really nice, clean girl, fluffy lashes. Like, if I was just doing a super... minimal, natural looking makeup, this would be perfect for that. So I think I could appreciate this for what Merit does. Does it go with, you know, what I'm wearing right now? Not really, but I don't think any mascara is going to give me that. I need lashes, but I still think this looks really pretty for not having lashes on. Okay, next thing I'm really excited about is this new lip liner from Sarah Creole. It's the PH lip liner. And I didn't know this when I bought this. Supposedly there's 2 shades, and I only thought there was 1. So this is the shade... I literally put it on my story today. On Edge. And then I'll give you a quick little swatch. So it's one of those PH styles, so it's going to change based off of how it reacts with your skin, you know? And then I'm just going to go in and line to see what happens. I'm going to do half of my lips. I feel like I should... Hang on, let me do this real quick. I'm not giving it a fair shot. I need to... Hold on. I gotta take the foundation off my lips. There you go. That's the terminology I was looking for. Hi, Dawn. I appreciate you guys all being here and not forgetting about me. I did ask because I'm trying to get back into the swing of things now that my computer seems to be working significantly better than it was. Remember when it was like super glitchy the past few times I've been live? I haven't noticed the glitch once. But I was asking if people would want like the new makeup release videos. Like, what are you guys watching now on YouTube? Look how different that makes your lips look too. When you take all the product buildup off your lips. And then I do like to run my finger over the line a little bit just so it's not super, oh my god, did you guys just see that? So it's not super stark between the lips and the skin around that. Alright, so let me do... Oh yeah, that shows up significantly better. I'm going to do half of my mouth with this. What do we think? Gives a very, I mean, as expected, natural sort of effect. When I lip line, I usually like a pencil lip liner that you sharpen. And this one is not that. This is just a retractable liner. So we got before, after, super, super natural. You have a cute little nose. Thank you. I usually get that about my ears too, because people don't ever realize how small my ears are. But thank you. Yeah, I think this is another, because Sarah Creel is another, it's like another brand that I just, it's like clean girl, you know? But I love it. Clean girl, but mature. Like very mature skin friendly. Almost gives you the effects that you're not wearing makeup, which I love. I don't even know if I would say that's like clean girl though. I feel like it's just a different, it's like you're at a different stage in your makeup life when you're wanting to wear like the no makeup, but even though it looks no makeup, it's still a full face beat. That's what I think Sarah Creel gives. Because they don't play when it comes to coverage. It doesn't settle into lines or anything like that. It's like their products are just exquisite. Alright, so that is the lip liner. I think it's beautiful. Is it what I would typically go for? I mean, the color is, but the formula is not. But it feels like, it almost feels like a balm. It feels very comfortable. You're just not getting the, I don't know, because the way that I explain with my lip liners, I almost like them to build up on top of each other to give almost more dimension to your lips. I feel like this is just, you want to perfect what you already have type thing. Almost like with me, I got lip filler, but I obviously need it retouched. I'm not saying that I do, but it's like if I wanted to just even everything out, I feel like this is really good for that. And then I also got these from YSL. I occasionally get YSL PR, but these lipsticks, what are they? The YSL Love Nude Lip Blusher. I don't think these are like insanely new. There was 2 shades that I wanted to swatch to see which one, because I wanted the one that looked more cool. Which one do you guys think? Number 1 or number 2? I probably should have used the regular numbers. So the first one, the lighter one, is number 8, and then the darker one is number 9. Which one should I put on with this look? I'm feeling like number 8, the lighter one. But you guys let me know what you think. But YSL, I think they're a stellar brand. I think they make exceptional quality products. And I especially love, I'm just putting the shade on. I especially love their lip products. They make some of my absolute favorite in my entire collection. And this is No different. There are other formulas that I like a little bit better, only because of what I like. But this is still super comfortable. You get a little bit of shine. It's almost like a satin. I'd probably describe this as a satin finish, but very plush, very moisturizing. Feels nice, and packaging is also super cute. But their lip oils, easily my favorite lip product, like, ever. So good. I also think that Lisa said I think that's a tubing mascara. I do think that the Merit is as well. So in that case, you know, I think I'll like this a lot more than what I initially thought. And then lastly, not new at Sephora, but it's all the rave right now, and this was actually gifted to me. This is a sample size, but this is the technically Emco All Dayer setting spray. It's the Scandinavia bridal spray. It's made by the exact same company. It smells exactly the same. It's fabulous, and you can get the Emco at a fraction of the price than what you would pay for the Scandinavia. However, I still recommend people throw their money at Scandinavia because you could usually get more product at a better price. But this formula has been one of my favorite formulas for literally years. Years. And they just came out with a new glow spray. I'm looking at like the other bottles that I have over there. But, yeah, if you want just something that you could, like, run to Target, which my Target doesn't have Emco. But if you want to pay a little bit less, they do have the All Dayer through Emco now, which is made by Scandinavia. So a lot of people might remember the whole drama between Urban Decay and Scandinavia. Like, last year it was. Urban Decay cut ties with Scandinavia and then tried to say that their new formula was better and award-winning when it was Scandinavia's formula that was award-winning. It was a whole fucking mess. We talked all about it over on TikTok. And I've actually built a great relationship with the owner of Scandinavia. He's fantastic. And I might be visiting him in a couple weeks. I'm really excited about it. Oh, yes, to the All Dayer. See, like, the makeup industry and the makeup community is very much like this over it. Because, like, I personally don't support Emco, because I just don't like what they do. I don't like the blatant ripoff of products. I think it's one thing to get inspiration and create your own version of products, but doing the copy paste, I just don't like it. And I know people are like, oh, you shouldn't be concerned about like how it affects big business, but I'm also a business owner, so I'm like, that would annoy me to my absolute core, because they're not giving you the same product even though they're portraying it's the same. You know, that's what bothers me about it. And like Charlotte Tilbury had this whole viral moment of you're duping the consumer. And I feel like that when you're saying this product is a dupe for this product when it's actually not the same, I just don't like it. So that's why I don't purchase from Emco. They actually offered me like sponsorships and stuff like this or stuff like that for this product. And I just could not bring myself, even though I knew that it was made by Scandinavia and it was a partnership with Scandinavia. I was like, I can't do it. I just don't stand by what they do. But this product, I do feel it's an exception only because they're crediting Scandinavia and they're using the same manufacturers. They're using the same suppliers. Even with, I don't think it's this pump specifically, but the pump and packaging on the product that they're selling, it's the exact same supplier from what was used on Urban Decay's. So that part I do respect. And ultimately, I'm just like, if you want Emco and you don't care about all that other shit, like, do you and throw money at it. But I will still be purchasing directly through Scandinavia because I just feel better about it. And then one more thing just to, you know, finish off the look. I've got this shade Nympho. NARS in their names, I swear. Nympho little lip gloss. Because, you know, this still gives a cooler-ish vibe. That's cute. Great formula, too. A lot thinner than a lot of other formulas that I like, but ultimately, I think this look came out gorgeous. It would look even better. Let me give you the Let me give you a better idea. I don't want to put lashes on, but I want you to see what it would look like with lashes. Because I feel like it would make the look come together so much more if I had my... See, like, this is why I wear lashes. It just makes it look so much more complete with a lash. And tell me that's not so cunty. Oh! Yes, that's a good one. And then I should have put both on at the same time. Yeah. These are the Kiss 11s. I always talk about these ones. Whatever, you get the point. A lash would make this look go to the next level, but I also know not everybody loves lashes either. So that is everything for this testing new products at Sephora. Let's run through and see what we think about everything. The YSL lip, I think these are beautiful. I honestly, I'm gonna generalize this real quick. I think everything I'm happy with, and the only one that I'm a little bit unsure about, and I'm gonna keep testing, I shouldn't say the only one, the couple. I definitely need to test this concealer, because let's take a look at what the under eyes are looking like right now. I mean, I see a very little bit of creasing. Let me get in focus. It's only because I have these creases right here, like that one super deep crease, but I don't see product gathering. That's a win. So I think the concealer, if people can get past the, oh wait, I have an eyeliner I wanted to use. So this brand is new at Sephora. I don't even know how you pronounce it. They sent these to me. Is Aura, I think it's pronounced Aura Mexico. And this is their eyeliner, at least I think it is. And it's a nude liner. You guys know I love a nude. What I was going to say is, I think if people can get past the packaging being massive, and then, I mean, some people are going to love that. But I think the bigger complaint that we're going to see is definitely the messiness factor. So if people can get past that, I think the formula, I could see people really liking the formula, and we need to see wear tests on that for sure. So I will keep testing this one, absolutely. Also, like the Dior powder, one thing I did want to comment is, like, I don't smell the powder anymore. So even though I do say these are, like, heavily fragrant, when you're applying them, you smell them. But as it sits on my face, even with every Dior product having that smell, I don't smell it. Like, as I'm sitting here right now, I don't smell it until I actually, like, open the product or dip into the product again. So the loose powder, I think, is beautiful. Again, we'll keep testing that. The Sarah Creel lip liner, I thought it was really nice. These, what are they? The Laura Mercier palettes. I think they're nice, like, solid palettes. Laura Mercier is another brand. I feel like they just have a brand aesthetic, and they're just creating these products to keep adding to their line. This very much gives me, like, Hourglass palette. So I think, without comparing the formula, and, I mean, you've got the blush, the highlight. I would be very curious to see. I probably should have used that highlight today, but I think I would be very curious to see how this formula compares to the Hourglass, because the Hourglass palettes you can't get anymore. And by that palette, I mean the cream trio. Remember how there was only one shade? Does that need to be a video? So I think that's a really nice formula. The one size, I'm gonna keep testing all this stuff. I'm gonna stop saying that. The only one that I'm like, I really don't think I needed to spend the money on it. As of right now, I feel like this, but also at the same time, I'll keep testing it. Maybe I need to do like a one side with, one side without. I also need to get newer foundations as well, because I know a lot of my foundations are probably expired. However, that Dior one that I used today, that's one of my newer ones that I have in my collection. So I don't know if that would be necessarily something that would make a difference. So, anywhoosies, I'll keep testing all this stuff, and I want to smell these live for you, because you guys all know that I love Kilian fragrance. This is one brand that I usually don't have any issues with blind buying from, especially when they're these little ones, like the travel sizes. But they launched 3 new fragrances, and I thought the packaging was so exquisite. It was so pretty. and it's like the cocktail collection. So this first one is Sparkling Royal. I love the new packaging, but this is going to be just your traditional like rollerball. Let me pull up the notes on these real quick because I feel like that is an important, you know, factor of what we look for. So Sparkling Royal. I feel like this was the one I was the least excited about. Oh my god, and it's sold out. But there is also a little variety pack coming out, like a little sampler set that has all 3 of these, plus I think Angel Share and one other one in there. I would wait to get that set if you're interested in these. So this is Rose, Black Currant, Cur Royal, or Royale, Roasted Tonka Bean, and Mint. So let's give you a live little... How does it smell? I mean, it smells better than what I thought. Hold on. Because it blew, like, immediately away from me. Thank you, Lisa. I quite like this. Like, you get the rose, but... It smells almost like fruity floral. I would not guess that. Let me make sure I just pulled up the right notes. Fruity floral. It is a fruity floral. Rose, black currant, Cur Royale, or Royale. Like, I don't smell... It says tonka bean, mint. I feel like when you read the notes that are in here, it doesn't sound appealing. This is a beautiful fragrance. Like, this would be a spring-summer fragrance for me. Shocking. I like a Kilian fragrance, I know. That's so nice. I did not think that I would like it. Let me read more of the description, because I am not good at describing fragrances at all. So it says, it definitely gives cocktail vibes for sure. A fresh, fruity, floral scent inspired by a sparkling Cur... I should know what this is, considering I own a bar, but a Cur Royal or a Cur Royale cocktail. Bright and effortlessly refined, this perfume opens with an uplift of mint and lemon. I do smell lemon, invoking the first bubbles of a newly served cocktail. I feel like when I'm smelling it, I'm thinking of champagne. Like, that's kind of the vibe. Or almost like a... You know what? It's almost like a spritzer, or a Hugo Spritz. It gives that sort of a vibe. This, you see how much I keep smelling this? A passionate heart of rose and black currant unfolds. Tonka bean and soft musk extend a sensual trail. Perfect for brunches, daytime gatherings, and evening celebrations alike. The long-lasting fragrance leaves a luminous floral trail that lasts for 5+ hours. This is delightful. Wow. I did not think that I was going to like that. That would be like a full size. I mean, I would have to... This is what I do whenever it's Kilian. I always buy these travel sizes, one, because I'm always on the go. And especially, like, after the gym, I like to have something in my car. But I also like to see how they react with, obviously, my skin. That's so nice. It's super fresh. That might be one of my favorite. Wow, that's so nice. All right, where's the other one? Because this one I was more excited about, because especially going into fall, winter, Midnight Espresso. There's one more, it's like a pineapple one, and that one I'm like, man, that would be perfect for summer right now. And I was about this close to buying a full-size bottle just to have all 3. Wow, that's got such a nice throw on it too. I could see that being such a complimented fragrance, because it just feels, it smells so fresh and floral, but it's not overwhelming. Wow. Kilian, see, this is why I love Kilian. All right, so let's look up what Midnight Espresso is described as. I'm telling you guys, I'm so bad at describing these, but sorry, not sorry. The fact that I'm just going, and it's pink, like the other one is pink, Sparkling Royal. Or Royale. I should probably look up how to pronounce it. So this one is a warm and spicy. It's a warm and sweet gourmand. Coffee, rum, chocolate, and bourbon vanilla. Immediately, yes. Watch this be my least favorite. Like an after drink, this warm and sweet fragrance is a rich and addictive gourmand. Coffee and rum open with an intense depth, melting into a warm accord of chocolate and hazelnut, bourbon vanilla, and benzoin Siam, I don't know. Leave a smooth velvety trail, perfect for date nights, evenings out, and unforgettable after hours. The long-lasting fragrance leaves a warm, addictive impression that lingers for 5+ hours. So that must be a claim that they're starting to push with their fragrances. So let's see what Midnight Espresso smells like. Oh, yeah. Like, this is just even right off the rip. The immediate open, 100% coffee. But this is what I love about what I love about Kilian. Like, you could smell this and know it's Kilian, because it just gives that warm, boozy, musky. Wow, that's nice too. This one I would be much more in favor of. Like they were saying, date night, late night. More geared for me for, I would say, fall, winter time, because it's very warm smelling. This reminds me of like a more approachable version of Angel Share, because Angel Share, at least the one I have, it's the French Montana one. I don't know if they're all different, but mine had like the specialty packaging. Mine is very, I would say, like very intense. It's almost giving me like a coffee version of Angel Share and Love Don't Be Shy kind of mixed together, because you get that sweetness with the chocolate and the vanilla, but then you get the booziness, the muskiness from the bourbon. Look at me. But honestly, like, they both smell nice, but I think Sparkling Royal, that really impressed me. Like, maybe it's because we're in the spring summertime right now, but the coffee is very, like, if you're a coffee lover, you will love this. And I mean, it's called Midnight Espresso because definitely coffee. I fucking love Kilian fragrances. They're just so perfectly balanced, and every single note, you smell it in some way. I feel like for Kilian, Sparkling Royal is just so unique. That's very nice, though. Midnight Espresso. And you know what? Usually with scents like this, I usually say, you know, I want like my house to smell like it, or I like a candle that smells like this. But Midnight Espresso, because it has those other notes in there, it's very approachable for a fragrance to wear on your skin. Oh, I love both of these. Fuck. Guess who's buying full sizes? Fuck. Oh, man. All right, and then let me lastly go through the one other fragrance. This Pina Pariso. Oh, and I love the packaging on these. They're so cute. So the little, like the travel size never even launched with this, I don't think. So this one is described as a warm and sweet gourmand. It's pineapple, rum, coconut, and bourbon vanilla. Like, that's immediately summer. You know what? I want to do like one of these. I want to smell these together because I do feel like they'll layer pretty nicely. So that one is described as an addictive tropical notes from the warm and floral scent inspired by sun-drenched pina colada. Pineapple and rum reveal a luminous oh, wow, if I could read, that'd be fucking awesome. Reveal a luminous freshness blossoming into a creamy heart of coconut and frangipani. Yeah, I'm buying all of these. I don't give a fuck. Bourbon vanilla and tonka bean leave a warm, addictive trail on the skin. Perfect for beach days, tropical vacations, and sun-soaked adventures. This long-lasting fragrance leaves a radiant trail it carries for 5+ hours. Yeah, these are so good, guys. And you always hear me raving about Kilian fragrances, and this is exactly why. I feel like you can immediately know, just with the way that they design their fragrances, they just have such a distinct smell about them where you're like, yeah, that's Kilian. And I think it's I think it's like the booziness. Like, they smell more boozy, and that's what I love about them. Yeah, they're all fucking. I at least these two, but I can only imagine. Like, I could foresee the pineapple one being the best one. Especially for right now. So this is how I would wear them. I would wear Sparkling Royal in almost like late winter, getting into spring, or right at the beginning of spring until, you know, we get to the summer months. And then the like pineapple one, wear that all summer long. And then Midnight Espresso would be fall winter, but then you could still interchange them. That's just how my brain works when it comes to fragrances. They're so good. Yeah. These, definitely recommend. I'm going to give these a 10 out of 10 even without wearing them, because just the way that they smell. And knowing Kilian, they're by far my most complimented fragrances, and they last on my skin significantly superior to any other fragrance house that I ever wear. I don't know what it is, but I think it's because they're such unique fragrances and they just work really well. So there's my spiel, and I will have everything linked down below for you guys if you're interested in everything. Please keep in mind, first impression, first time trying a lot of this stuff on, and first time doing my makeup in, you know, quite some time live, so I hope it wasn't too terrible, but let me know what products you guys like the most. I think a lot of people are going to be really into the eyeshadow palette, but is the eyeshadow palette anything revolutionary? No. Like, we've seen cool tone color stories how many times, but packaging's really nice. It's got your traditional, like, Natasha Denona feel. Yeah, I'm happy with everything that I got, and I'm always happy when there's not something that I absolutely hate that I spent my money on. So there's that. Again, everything will link down below. If you guys like the video, don't forget it, if you guys like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, or even thumbs it down. That's cool too. However, I'm judging a little, because why are you watching if you're thumbsing it down? Just saying. And other than that, Hourglass videos will be coming, because we're still patiently waiting to see what the deal is with these. I have to post my shorts on the demo of these palettes, but I said in one of my recent videos, like, these are not confirmed real Hourglass palettes if you're seeing me for the first time. So I bought these off of people that live overseas that bought these off of websites like Vinted. So these are, to me, assuming, I think these are real Hourglass palettes, but I could be wrong. But just knowing Hourglass and knowing what their powders feel like, perform like, these give me everything that Hourglass does. But we don't know if these are real, but my speculation is that these are going to be their flagship palettes. I could be wrong, but that is my speculation. And I did demos of these. I've done swatches on all these. I think the swatches and the unboxings are already up in my shorts, but I also have my demos coming as well. And yeah, I'm just patiently waiting to see more information drop about these, and also the holiday palettes, which that's another thing. These could also be the holiday palettes, but I don't think that they are. This one is definitely my favorite out of all of them. And I do think if these are real, we do have some new shades as well. I'm still working on that portion of those videos. But if you guys have any videos that you guys want to see, any new products you guys want me to see, like, test out, or if you guys want to just come hang out with me, make sure you're following, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next one. And follow me on IG, because I always post on there when I'm going to go live as well. So all that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. It feels good to be back, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye!